All right, good evening, everyone. The public has been duly informed of this meeting in accordance with Chapter 231 of the Public Laws of 1975 by posting at least 48 hours in advance a notice on the bulletin boards in Stevenson and Churchill School, a notice to the Township Clerk, and a notice to the Herald and the Progress. Now, please join me for the Pledge of Allegiance. Pledge allegiance
to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Good evening, everyone, and thank you for coming out tonight. We truly appreciate your time and continued support of our schools and our district. This evening, we're going to do things a little out of order so we can take advantage of having so many community members here in attendance for the awards that will be handed out later. We are excited to celebrate those achievements together. On February 4th, I was in contact with the marketing director at Raising Cane's to officially welcome them to the neighborhood. I also apologize for not being able to attend their ribbon cutting. I am happy to share that they are willing to work with us in future events. I think this could be a great opportunity, perhaps for even our sixth graders to take advantage of. And from what I understand, some of our teachers have already benefited from our connection recently with some chicken fingers and fries. So we appreciate their support to our schools and our community. I would also like to remind everyone that the Fairfield Education Foundation is hosting its yearly fundraiser, the Derby Galley, on March 11th from 6:30 to 10:30 p.m. at Nanina's in the Park. Space is limited. I believe they only have 2 or 3 tables left. So I feel like they're doing a really good job. So if we can get out there and take advantage of that, it's going to be a great evening, and it's all for the kids. We're extremely lucky to have both the HSA and the Fairfield Education Foundation. Both organizations work tirelessly to put money directly into our schools. To date, the Fairfield Education Foundation has raised over $100,000 that has gone directly back into our schools, benefiting our student and staff in meaningful ways. Our HSA also makes extraordinary impact, contributing between $80,000 to $100,000 each year. That goes directly back towards our children. It's truly remarkable. Both organizations raise a tremendous amount of funds that positively impact our students every single day. And for that, we are incredibly grateful. Their dedication and partnership make a measurable difference in our district. In addition, our HSA is hosting another wonderful family event, a skate night on March 27th at Montclair Ice Arena. It's great to see the HSA bringing back these smaller community-focused fundraisers that give families the opportunity to come together, connect, and bond, not just as adults, but alongside our children as well. As many of you know, I sit on Buildings and Grounds, Finance, and Curriculum, along with each chair of those committees. I'm going to provide a brief overview this evening, and our committee chairs will go into more detail. Regarding Buildings and Grounds, I'm pleased to be working directly with Anthony Pompey and the Recreation Director to move forward to redo several of our school fields. When our children are enjoying gym class or recess, we want to ensure those fields are done properly, and most importantly, that our children are safe. The last 2 snowstorms were substantial, and we were very pleased with how our custodial staff managed both events. Throughout the process, there was some damage done to our schools, including a bench, some curbing, and asphalt behind Stevenson School. But that's to be expected with storms of that magnitude. We will obtain pricing to address those repairs and report back at a later date. With the amount of snow we received and the equipment we currently own, snow removal can be challenging. So we are very thankful for the town and all the equipment they sent over to assist us. We appreciate their partnership and their continued support. In regards to finance, budget season is in full swing. And as always, Wally is on top of everything and doing a fantastic job keeping Joe and me informed every step of the way. And I have to say, this is truly their Super Bowl season. Spreadsheets everywhere, highlighters flying, and numbers are being discussed in a way that most of us can never fully appreciate. While some of us see decimals, our 2 accountants somehow see poetry. They genuinely get the kick out of this time of year, and we're very fortunate that we have them. Joe will report in more detail this evening about some of the challenges we may face with the upcoming budget. In regards to curriculum, we are happy to announce that the district will be implementing several new instructional platforms that we believe are greatly benefit our students. These tools are designed to enhance learning, support our teachers, and continue moving the district forward academically. Angela will fill everyone in with a more detailed report during our curriculum committee report. For special education, Melinda will provide a more detailed update as our committee chair. However, I do know that our preschool lottery has been completed and all families have been notified. Thank you for everyone for your patience and understanding throughout the process. To close, I want to ensure our community that the Board of Education and this administration will continue to work hard, both on the forefront and behind the scenes, to ensure our administrators have the necessary staff to be successful and that our teachers have everything they need to provide our children with the highest level of education possible. We will continue to raise and reset the bar for our current students and for students who will follow in years ahead. Thank you all for coming, and I'd like to turn it over to our superintendent for his superintendent report.
All right, thank you. Good evening, everybody. I know you guys are getting antsy, so let me get through this. Just before we get to the awards, I just want to update the community on two important items. The first involves the company we use for our student photos. You may have heard some rumors and allegations regarding the former CEO of an investment company that bought Life's Touch parent company, Shutterfly. Although there has been no evidence of student photos or data being shared with a third party, the news has some parents understandably concerned. Out of an abundance of caution and with numerous other photography companies to choose from, I have decided to cancel the remaining photos scheduled this year with LifeTouch. That includes a 6th grade panoramic photo and the optional spring photos. So I'm currently exploring other options, making sure the company we choose is reputable, prioritize the protection of student information, and obviously can provide the services that we're all accustomed to and meets the needs of our district. So as soon as that company is chosen, I'll send out information to both Stevenson and Churchill families. The other item is an update on our search for our next Churchill principal. As you all know, Dr. Shabuko will be retiring at the end of this school year. So Dr. Shabuko, Ms. Cafone, and I reviewed numerous applications for that position and conducted the first round of interviews. Candidates who advanced to round 2 were interviewed by a committee of 8 staff members, and our interview questions focused on topics that the administrative team, the staff, and many of you identified as priorities. Those included academic achievement, student discipline, communication, and of course, school culture and climate. Ms. Cafone and I will be conducting the third round and final round of interviews, which will require the top candidates to answer questions from a panel of our students. My goal is to have the best candidate placed on the March 19th agenda for the board's approval. I want to personally thank a tremendous group, the search committee, who sat with Ms. Cafone and me from 4 to 9 p.m. last night and Tuesday night to do second round of interviews. And I see some of you are here again tonight. It's a long week. That was Ms. Booth, Ms. Bresnick, Ms. Chafkin, Ms. Cologne, Ms. Kirk, Ms. Mayer, Ms. Petanakis, and Ms. Prawl. I greatly appreciate you giving up your evenings to assist in this important decision-making process. And I just want to let the board and the community know we had a few candidates, actually, who, when they saw the group of teachers there on an evening, they were surprised and they felt like their district would not have that involvement. So they were very happy, and they praised Fairfield Public Schools for having a staff that would give up their evenings to take part in this important process. So that was nice to hear. All right, let's get to the awards. Tonight we will be honoring our Bulldogs of the Month for September. Oh,
I'm sorry, Mr. Gupta. We're going to move on with our committee
Sorry,
reports.
guys. It's just a tease.
I apologize.
You're right, you're right.
But with that being said, Mr. Gupta, thank you for addressing the LifeTouch situation. It was brought to our attention by several community members, and we took that information and passed it along to our superintendent.
I want to add one more thing.
And we're very pleased that you took the action that you did in such a timely manner. So thank you very much on behalf of the community and for someone who has a child in the district as well. Thank you.
No problem. And one more thing I added, because we do get phone calls and emails. I spoke about who's on the committee for searching for the principal. There were no board members in that committee. Okay, I don't know why it gets out there and you reach out to me and what's the boards, what are they doing, who's on the committee, which board members, which parents. That was our full search committee. Dr. Shabuko contributed, Ms. Cafone contributed, and I contributed, but that was the committee of teachers we reached out. So despite what you might hear out there, board members are not involved in the hiring process. We have a personnel committee where we discuss our recommendations to the board, but they are not in any way sitting through interviews, looking at applications. They have no idea who our candidates are, no idea who applied. That comes from a recommendation later, and that'll be at a board agenda for approval. So just to clear that up in case anybody was curious about how that process worked. Sorry.
Thank you very much. Now we're going to move on to our committee reports. We'll start off with special education.
So we had a special ed meeting earlier this week with Megan, and I just wanted to bring to the community's attention something really great happening. We're having a partnership with New Beginnings. So once the students from New Beginnings are approved, they're going to be coming over to our schools, and we're going to have them do things like helping teachers with copying, shredding papers, working in the library, maybe doing some light custodial cleaning of like lunch tables. So it's a really great opportunity for those students to come here and also help our teachers and help our staff do some of those tasks that, you know, they're just not able to do. So we're really excited about that. And it should start soon. We don't have a date, do we? That it's not yet. So, yep. And that's it.
Thank you very much,
You're welcome.
Melinda. We're going to move on to curriculum and personnel.
Yes.
Thank you, Angela.
So we'll start with curriculum and technology. The departmentalization implemented this year for grades 3 and 4 is going very well. Teachers have more time to plan lessons, activities, and projects for their specific content area and dive deeper into topics. In ELA, grades 2 through 4 are progressing very well with the CKLA by Amplify program, and the district is working on integrating the same program in grades K to 1 next year. Ms. Prawl arranged observations of the program used in Montville so that teachers can see the lessons in action, ask questions, and discuss any issues, concerns, or challenges that the Montville teachers may be having with the program. And grades 5 and 6 do not use CKLA. Their curriculum is still novel-based, and that model has worked well. Those teachers supplement for grammar skills, and they've created their own writing units. In math, grades 3 to 5 are adjusting to the updated version of math expressions. Next year, K to 2 teachers will use the updated version. Problem solving and perseverance have been a focus of the year during the professional development times, and Mr. Varenja has been working with the teachers in all grades to bring cohesiveness to the program, using common language, common strategies from year to year. In social studies, grades K to 1 are using magazines and paper readers, while grades 2 to 4 are using Studies Weekly magazines. Grades 5 to 6 use My World interactive workbook and text, and we've budgeted for newer and better resources and subscriptions. The subject area wasn't prioritized in previous budgets, and last year at Churchill, social studies and science actually split a period. This year, they each have their own dedicated class periods. In science, Mr. Varenja and the science teachers are evaluating 4 different programs for potential implementation in the school year for 26-27, pending available funds. Those are Amplify, Foss, McGraw-Hill, and Smithsonian. And they are in contact with West Essex, who's also looking to change its middle school science program. With science being taught 5 days a week now, they're in need of more lab supplies, and they will be able to purchase those. And teachers now have time for topics, labs, and activities that they didn't have when they were splitting the time with social studies. The biggest challenge for the science teachers at Churchill right now is they're not having enough time to set up and clean up the labs and activities before the room needs to be used for a different subject for the very next period. But that issue is, of course, you know, as we've heard before, due to some of the lack of space. Moving on to instruction, NJSLA standardized testing is coming up. Test prep has already begun in math and ELA in grades 3 through 6 and for science in grade 5. The teachers use their PD and faculty meeting time to review release items, create practice tests, and analyze the scoring of student responses. Teachers have also been adjusting their lessons and teaching strategies to improve student performance based on the analysis of last year's results and in-class performance. Ms. Prawl and Mr. Varenja continue to meet with teachers during their weekly common planning time, and observations of instruction focus on raising the bar, differentiating both up and down, and the effective use of questioning strategies to appropriately challenge the students. Moving on to assessments, the district has decided to move the Linkit Form B assessments, which would affect Churchill students, to mid-February to be aligned with the trimester dates. Mr. Gupta is looking to return to traditional grading at Churchill, so the number and letter grades rather than the standard-based grades, which currently only 6th grade does. The letter grades are easier for parents to understand and provide more valuable feedback to the student and parents regarding how well their child is actually doing compared to some of their classmates. So looking at more accurate and better info, such as, you know, earning an A with a 90 versus an A with a 99. He also has a plan for next year to conduct an assessment audit This will entail gathering, reviewing, and evaluating all of the teacher-created tests and just ensuring that they're common across the grade level. Are they rigorous? Do the questions cover all of the levels of Bloom's taxonomy? Is the scoring of the assessment consistent? And it's been discussed in common planning time, and teachers are aware of the expectations, but he'd like to dive a little bit deeper. Moving on to professional development, there will be math intervention training, evaluating the new science programs, CKLA training for grades K to 1, which will begin in June, the continued vertical articulation, including West Essex Middle School, horizontal articulation, common planning, specialized and content-specific PD is always provided when possible and as requested by individual staff. On to technology. There have been additional iPads purchased for special ed. New Promethean boards were purchased and installed with the FEF grant. New touchscreen and flex screen Chromebooks, which are easier to use, especially for the kids in the younger grades. We have 150 new third and fourth grade Chromebooks, 100 new second grade Chromebooks, 120 first grade Chromebooks, and 30 new staff Chromebooks. We heard that they were looking a little rough. There have been 11 new Chromebook charging stations and carts, because remember, not all of the kids bring the laptops home, some of the younger kids. 8 new staff laptops, a new desktop computer and printer for the nurse and secretary, new camera visitor check-in kiosks, Stevenson network upgrades, additional headphones for students, software subscriptions, voice amplification for certain classrooms, and the grand total spent on upgrading technology for students and teachers is $368,196. So it's nice to see those funds being put to good use. On to the Personnel Committee. I'm a little bit limited in what I can share due to confidentiality, but there's just one point that I'd like to emphasize. This district has the budget and is still actively looking to hire instructional aides. Unfortunately, the district hasn't had much luck filling these positions. It would be a great opportunity to work in a wonderful district. Maybe some parents who are thinking about applying, it would, be great to have the same schedule as your children. So if you're thinking about it or you know anyone who is interested, I would encourage you to apply. That's it.
Thank you very much, Angela. On February 17th, Ryan and I attended a Municipal Alliance meeting at the Fairfield Recreation Center, and we're happy to report that the new Alliance Chair, Lisa Savatoriello, hit the ground running with 2 new events that are going to take place this year. One is going to be held on Saturday, April 25th from 9 to 11, and it's going to be a Fairfield bike rodeo. So we're going to have all the community members and the kids attend, and a location will be determined in the near future. We're going to have different stations where kids can have their tires checked, their chains checked. This is going to be working hand in hand with the Fairfield Police Department. We're going to have members of the Unity Tour there. We're going to have members of the Essex County Motorcycle Club there. So it's going to be a great community event. It's going to be free for everyone, so please feel free to come. And the second event, which we're going to spearhead, is going to be a beefsteak fundraiser, and that's going to be on either Wednesday, June 3rd, or Thursday, June 4th. This is in addition to movie night. This is in addition to our Winter Wonderland. So we're going to have all the core events that we normally do. We're just going to incorporate some things that really get the community involved and get the kids out there. So we're very excited about that. For everyone here for the awards, we apologize. Not to the parents, but to the kids, because you all look so cute out there. But parents, everything that you're hearing tonight from these committee chairs is extremely important, and we very rarely have an opportunity to speak to the parents, because as you know, on average, we have 6 to 8 members that attend these meetings monthly. So whenever we can look at it, all these faces, we want to take advantage. 2 of them are right there. And our teachers come as well, so we greatly appreciate that. So with that being said, if you thought you were bored before, we're going to turn it on to Buildings and Grounds and Finance.
Mine's going to
Mr.
be
Feedy.
much shorter than everybody else's, so I hope nobody's disappointed. It's really not as magical as Anthony made it sound in the beginning. We'll start with, first of all, Finance and Buildings and Grounds, as Ryan will tell you, we meet almost every day. Not really supposed to do that, but we do. We're meeting a lot. There's a lot to go over. Right now, it's a tentative budget that Wally's working on. He's doing a great job. Just going to hit some highlights. Obviously, him, Ryan, Megan, the teachers, Dr. Tribuco, they're all going through things to see how we could add funds to the budget to improve the schools, right? So that's part of our plan. not spend every dollar we have, not have to cut anything, and try to add a little bit over time and add a little bit more to our capital reserve account, which is kind of why revenue and, budgeting and buildings and grounds goes hand in hand. We're limited to the state to increase 2%. Right now, that's all we're anticipating. We're not anticipating any state increase of the funds we get from the state, because even if it is an increase, it's really not much. So it's 2% on taxes, which, if my math's right, it's about $298,000 compared to last year's budget. Our expenses go up more than that on a dollars basis, right? So our 70% of our budget is teacher salaries. That's going to go up 3.75%. Healthcare costs, again, compared to last year, are going to go up another 23%. That's 2 years in a row of a pretty good increase for healthcare. Utility costs are expected to go up. So those are just some main highlights. Like, after that, it's all the supplies, what we're going to add for the students to learn, anything that the teachers need. We're doing a good job of keeping costs under control and anticipating what we're going to need down the road, which is why we've had 2 ballot questions, and thankfully to you all in the room and everybody else who's listening or voted for those to pass. Without those, we'd be in bad shape. There are a lot of other districts around here that are in deficit and are cutting, and unless somebody's keeping something from me, we're not one of them. So I appreciate that. We're doing a great job there. Buildings and grounds would be next. A couple of years ago when I got up here, we talked about the long-range facility plan. It was $9.8 million, and everybody's eyes were like popping out of their head like, that's a lot. So Wally comes along, does this great job, walks the building with the architects, and now the number's $38 million. So, it's fine. We're gonna be just fine. But that's why we try to conserve as much money as we can, and every year put more into CapEx. Some of this we're gonna have to do on our own. Obviously, hopefully you all know at this point, soon we're gonna have a referendum. We're working on that. And a lot of these items on here are gonna be put into the referendum because 35 to 40% of that is gonna be covered by the state, once you all make it pass, which is what we're anticipating. Without the referendum, there are some items that we are again gonna do this summer. Last year, we did the boilers at Stevenson and the
Churchill.
playground at
Yes,
Stevenson,
Stevenson
right?
Playground and
And then
Churchill
this year, it's
boilers.
gonna be the boiler at
Stevenson and the Churchill.
playground at Churchill.
Yes.
So, and hopefully we'll get some of the same grant awards to help fund that, so we'll have to take some money out of cap reserve, which we have about $5 or $6 million now, but we'll get to put some back once we get awards from the state. But look, overall, this board's really doing a lot, especially these 2 committees, to really just shape the future of this district. We have a lot more to do, but I appreciate all the work that Ryan and Wally have done. Anthony joins me in all these meetings that sometimes are on Sunday for 4 hours, but it's a lot of work, but we're really happy to do it especially because we're seeing the progress and we're seeing the community come together and really help put the best in front of the kids and put the district in a good spot in a couple of years. So.
Joe, just one thing, if you can touch on. So you were mentioning with the referendum and the long-term facility plan. So could you just lay out for everyone in the audience how that 35 to 40% takes effect in regards to, so we have a capital reserve, right, correct? And we have a long-term facility plan. And out of that $38 million, it might, some of that might be not necessary where some of it is. If you incorporate some of those things into the referendum, the 35, 40% that you're referencing becomes, that's money given to us by the state, so it offsets the cost?
Yeah, it's gonna offset the cost, but obviously this will be, we'll have to borrow money for the referendum.
100%, yes.
So that'll just be an offsetting the cost, and that's a big, like, last referendum that didn't pass, the percentage of funds covered by the state was much lower than 35%. So, it didn't pass, and that could be one of many reasons, but this time that won't be the case. So, more to come of that.
Thank you very much. I appreciate it. With that being said, we're never going to let Joe and Wally speak again. Mr. Gupta, how about something positive now and some awards?
Thank you, guys. I appreciate it. As I alluded to earlier, we will be honoring the Bulldogs of the Month for September through January. Unfortunately, Dr. Jabuco was not able to be here tonight, so Ms. Cafone agreed to fill in, along with a lot of our teachers. Thank you again for coming out, especially if it's your 3rd night. So I will turn it over to Ms. Cafone.
Go ahead, go ahead. Give him a big round of applause. Don't hold back.
Come on, teachers.
So for any of you that don't know, the Bulldog of our Month is awarded to one student at Churchill for each grade level. And these students characterize the characteristics that we value in our district. So honesty, integrity, kindness, hard work, and we see those in all of areas. So without any further delay, we have our lovely Churchill teachers that are going to announce all of the winners for September through January.
I guess I'm announcing the month. All right, for the month of September, the following students were recognized.
For third grade, we have Annabelle Aiello.
For fourth grade, we have Connor Hickey.
If we can have all of the children remain up here for a photo afterwards. If, guys, once you receive your award, if you want to make your way behind the dais, you're more than welcome to join us up here.
For fifth grade, we have Emanuela DiChiara.
And for sixth grade, he isn't here, and I'll do my best to say his name properly, is Dennis Baranishan.
For October,
For third grade, it's Emmeline Daly.
For fourth grade, we have Charles Zhang.
For fifth grade, we have Sophia Munoz Hernandez.
And for sixth grade, we're very proud of Josephine Alley.
for November,
For third grade, we have Matthew Scouron.
For fourth grade, we have Francesca Scalia.
In fifth grade, we're honoring Madison Zinkowitz.
And sixth grade, we're honoring Aiden Miasso.
now we're on December.
For third grade, we have Jonas Gruka.
For fourth grade, we have Madison McCabe.
In fifth grade, we have Nalan Atik, who is not able to make it today, but congratulations.
And sixth grade, we have Catherine Zhang.
Okay, and last but not least, we have January.
For third grade, we have Rosa Scazafabo.
For fourth grade, we have Samantha Drexel.
In fifth grade, Lola Andrada.
And for sixth grade, definitely last but not least, Jeffrey Diddick.
Teachers, come on up here, please.
Good try.
You can stand up to take the photo.
Yes, please, come forward.
Whoever has the best one can airdrop it. Jen?
Teachers, come in, boys. Balance the photo, come on. How about a big round of applause? We're going to take a 2-minute recess and allow you guys the opportunity to leave if you wish to do so. So thank you very much for coming. We greatly appreciate it. And one more big round of applause for all of our awardees.
I removed. Oh, no, that report. I removed, like, the one I sent to Charlie.
All right, Paula, you're holding us up.
Oh, no, that was good. I'm glad you said that. Well, great. Thanks for the plug. Yeah.
Do we have everyone back? All right, not bad, not bad. Well, thank you for hanging in there with us. Moving on to public comments on agenda items. Anyone have any public comments on agenda items? Okay. Without seeing anyone, we're going to move on. And we're going to begin with finance.
Following finance motions are made at the recommendation of the superintendent of schools. Anything placed in this agenda, items 1 through 5, will be voted upon in one motion. I so move.
May I have a second?
Second.
Roll call?
Ms. Jandoli?
Yes.
Mr. Feedy?
Yes.
Ms. Street?
Yes.
Ms. Altai?
Yes.
And Mr. DePesco?
Yes.
The following administrative motions are made at the recommendation of the superintendent schools. At this point, we are only going to vote on 2A and 3A. We're going to table 1A. I so move.
May I have a second?
Second.
Roll call?
Ms. Jandoli?
Yes.
Mr. Feedy?
Yes.
Ms. Street?
Yes.
Ms. Altai?
Yes.
And Mr. DePesco?
Yes.
The following buildings and grounds motions is made at the recommendation of the superintendent of schools. Anything placed on this agenda, item 1, will be voted upon in one motion. I so move.
May I have a second?
Second.
Roll call?
Ms. Jandoli?
Yes.
Mr. Feedy?
Yes.
Ms. Street?
Yes.
Ms. Altai?
Yes.
And Mr. DePesco?
Yes.
The following personnel motions are made at the recommendation of the superintendent of schools. Anything placed on this agenda, items 1 through 8, will be voted upon in one motion. I so move.
May I have a second?
Second.
Roll call?
Ms. Jandoli?
Yes.
Mr. Feedy?
Yes.
Ms. Street?
Yes.
Ms. Altai?
Yes.
And Mr. DePesco?
Yes.
The following curriculum program motions are made at the recommendation of the superintendent of schools. Anything placed on this agenda, items 1 through 2, will be voted upon in one motion. I so move.
May I have a second?
Second.
Roll call?
Ms. Jandoli?
Yes.
Mr. Feedy?
Yes.
Ms. Street?
Yes.
Ms. Altai?
Yes.
And Mr. DePesco?
Yes.
The following policy motion is made at the recommendation of the superintendent of schools. Anything placed on this agenda, items 1, will be voted upon in one motion. I so move.
May I have a second?
Second.
Roll call?
Ms. Jandoli?
Yes.
Mr. Feedy?
Yes.
Ms. Street?
Yes.
Ms. Altai?
Yes.
And Mr. DePesco?
Yes.
I'll now turn it back over to the board president.
Thank you very much, Andrea. At this time, I'd like to open up the floor to public comments on non-agenda items. Anyone? Anything? Seeing no one, we're going to close this portion of the meeting. Yes. Next meeting, be it resolved that the next meeting will be held in person on March 19, 2026. Public work session beginning at 6 p.m., followed by executive session with public session resuming at approximately 7:30 at the Fairfield Municipal Building. May I have a motion
Motion.
and a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Thank you very much for coming. To our teachers, thank you for coming and staying. We greatly appreciate it.